everyone, this is Ty, owner of Stardust Speedway, and as you can see, Mr. Moon is not present with us today. Earlier this month, Mr. Moon announced his departure from the Speedcast as well as the Stardust Speedway staff team. We'll be showing his farewell address on screen right now. This is Mr. Moon. I'm here to announce that I will be stepping away from the Speedcast and the Stardust Speedway Out of Context Twitter account permanently. This follows my resignation as Speedway official in the Stardust Speedway Discord server and move on to bigger and better things in my life. I would like to thank each guest AJ, Crispy Cookie, Some Dude, Shori, and Hydro, as well as everyone else involved with the server, Speedcast, and Out of Context Twitter account for having me, and I wish you all the best. Mr. Moon. I'd like to thank Mr. Moon for taking the time to be a part of the Speedcast. He was a great co-host and a great shorts editor. As the current host of the Speedcast, I wish him the best on his future endeavors and YouTube career. However, this will not be the end of our show. We will still continue on with Season 2, but this will mark the end of Season 1. As people say, change can be good. So, with change comes a new future to look forward to for our show. I'll be announcing a new Speedcast co-host at the end of today's episode, so stay tuned for that. So, without further ado, I would like to introduce my guest for this episode. For the first time in Speedcast history, we have two guests for today's special June Prime Month episode. For my first guest, he is a current pit crew member, and he's also one of my dearest close friends. Please welcome Docsoul.
Yo.
And for my second guest, also a pit crew member in Stardust Speedway, and also one of my good friends, please welcome Yoshi2x.
What's up?
Hello guys, how are you doing today?
Doing good.
Alright, so let's get right into our first topic, which is our latest staff changes to the server in the past month. So we're gonna first start off with our additions to the pit crew. So back in May, after our last episode, we gained two more pit crew members to our staff team, and those two people are Sapphire Draws and Yoshi2x, who's one of our guests today. So, Yoshi, what's it been like being on the pit crew so far? How does it feel?
Great. I'm really happy that I can help.
Well, that's great to hear. Do you have any do you have any exciting events lined up? Like, what are your plans for your current run? Like, do you want to bring anything new to the server or anything of the sort?
Probably a Roblox game tournament.
Ooh, that'll be exciting. So, how would that work?
We'll play a few games. A total number of people that are still left standing after a few people get to go to the next one. And one of the rounds, the team that wins will go to the next. The one person who has the most points on it will get to go with the other team.
Okay, so this is like an obstacle course game. Like, is this Wipeout or
We'll be playing 3 Roblox games.
free roll? Okay, we'll be playing 3 Roblox games.
Yeah, one we because one will be lasting until one is left or the remaining people escape. So if the remaining people escape, we'll have a certain number of people who escape first move to the next round. Then a second game will be like a team game. The third round will be, of course, I'm gonna reveal this right now. Natural disaster survival. And if there's someone who survives if there's more than one person who survives the disaster, both of those people will win.
Hmm. Interesting, interesting. Well, this definitely sounds like an exciting event. Let's hope that we get enough people on board with the idea, and who knows, maybe this could be our next Roblox event for the future. Who knows? But as for Sapphire Draws, she's been doing well so far. She's currently one of our Pride Month Art Contest judges, which I'll talk about later. But yeah, so as you can tell from her name, Sapphire Draws, she draws, so she has art experience, and will be sure to bring some good input to the judges panel for all the art contest entries that we'll be receiving. But once again, I will be diving deeper into the Pride Month art contest later on this show, so stay tuned for that. And with some additions comes some pretty big losses to the team. Earlier this month, we lost two crew chiefs, Crispy Cookie, who was a previous guest on our show, and Hannah. Both were very good crew chiefs. And Crispy was somebody that was even owner at one point, temporarily, but he was owner on three separate occasions, I believe. And I'll be quite honest with you, Crispy was definitely somebody I was like I would consider giving the server to, like had I ever stepped down from that position. So yeah, those are pretty big hits to the team. For Crispy, he was somebody that was really good at debate. Same with Hannah. But for Crispy, like he was somebody that was like aspiring. Like he's somebody that's currently aspiring to go into politics, like be potentially a House of Representatives member, maybe become president of the United States. So he has some big aspirations ahead of him. Um, and as for Hannah, she is gonna be going to university for political science. So best of luck to both of them on their future endeavors. What are your guys' thoughts on the recent losses to our team?
They both of them were very good crew chiefs. They did really nice work in those positions, and losing them is gonna have a big hole to fill. But with what they have planned for their future, to say is best of luck to both of them for what they plan to do in the future, and hopefully it goes well. And thank you for um, your commitment as a crew chief.
Yeah, more notably, Hannah first reached crew chief in September 2025, and she joined the server in January 2025. So she reached crew chief in less than a year after joining the server, which is a pretty big achievement, in all honesty. Um, but yeah, I mean, obviously, those are some pretty big shoes to fill. Both did quite a lot for the server. Hannah previously funded the Minecraft realm for our server and our YouTube videos. And for the two crew chiefs that will be taking their place, those two people are Azriel and AJ. First things first, let's start off with Azriel. You guys aren't familiar with Azriel, but Azriel was crew chief back in early 2022, and they were really good for their time. Back then, like our server moderation wasn't as serious as it is now, and for their short stint, they brought a lot to the table and definitely did a lot in a short amount of time. I think they were only crew chief for just a few months before stepping down, but Azrael stepping down actually led to Saturn getting that position, and for those that don't know, Saturn would become one of the best crew chiefs that the server has ever had. So losing a good crew chief would later start Saturn's monumental run as crew chief, and that really changed the server, like, for sure. With Saturn being brought to that position. As of this recording, we are currently training Azriel back up to be a crew chief because, it's been 4 years since they were last on the staff team. So we're just like trying to make sure that they're learning all the stuff that's changed since then, and we're also trying to see how much of that knowledge as crew chief that they've kept, not only as a crew chief but also as a speedway official. So they will be brought up soon. It's just a matter of training them and making sure that they're ready for that level again. But Azriel, I think, is very good at problem solving, very good at conflict resolution, very mature, and I honestly did not have any problems with Azriel, so I'm very excited to have Azriel back as a crew chief, and I'm very excited to see what they can do in this new staff climate. As for AJ was our January guest and also has crew chief experience. Even though both have big shoes to fill, I have no doubt that they will do great jobs at being crew chiefs. With the big losses also comes more staff members to take that opportunity and prove themselves. I am very positive that they will try their hardest to live up to those high expectations. I mean, you have AJ, who hasn't been in the server for quite a bit now, and they're back on the team because AJ, knew about the recent losses and was interested in coming back to that role. Um, AJ has mentioned to me that being a crew chief was fun. I need one more volunteer, and unfortunately, none of the other speedway officials want to. I think it was a combination of them either not believing they were un- not believing they were active enough to be in that role, or they just weren't ready. So just combination of like those types of factors. But AJ's willing to take on the task. Yeah, for my staff team in general, we have a lot of good staff members, and even though we lost two really good crew chiefs, um, we'll still push forward regardless, no matter what. And obviously that puts like more pressure on the current speedway officials, but I have no doubt that they can handle the pressure as well. So yeah, I have a lot of faith in these guys. Some of these people have been here since 2023, 2024. Some of them have, moderated in other servers. Like all of them have experience. So all of my current staff members are definitely up for a task, and I'm looking forward to seeing how this server adapts to these changes. So with that being said, let's move right into our next topic, which is the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Team Warfare event that happened on May 30th. It was a fun and exciting event. This was a sequel event to Docsoul's team's event, and basically how it went was I was team captain. It was originally gonna be Snowy, but Snowy was out. He was gonna be late, so I was the alternate because I got third in the first team's event. Jisoo got second. If he was there, he would have been the alternate, but unfortunately, he wasn't able to come. So that team captain spot went to me. And Jibs, was first overall on his team, so he was the other team captain. So we started off with the schoolyard pick, and for my team, I chose Docsoul, Rayhan, and some dude, and Jibs chose Pit Icarus, Corin, and Shori. And I will be showing the point standings on the TV right now for the first Grand Prix. And as you can see, it was pretty close. Um, Definitely not as like bad of a blowout it was in the first game in the first event. But yep, I got first overall with 60 points, and Jibs got second overall and first overall on his team. Doxel got third, Pitt got fourth, Rayhan got fifth, Corin got sixth, Shorty got seventh, and some dude rounds up the rear in eighth. Team A, my team, was able to win the first Grand Prix with 167 points. And there was like one time where the where Team B was winning. I think it was like at the beginning, but after that, we were able to pull away and get the win. So, Doxel, what were your thoughts on this part of the Mario Kart event?
Well, it was really enjoyable. For this technically being the second um, Team Warfare event, or just Mario Kart teams race in general. It was really fun to race against each other as a team. You know, I would love to do this again because of how enjoyable it is. And that, yeah, as you said, like it was almost, I would say it was pretty evenly matched this time from when I hosted the event, which in terms made this event more enjoyable because it was more competitive than the last event where it was just basically just one team just pulling away, then that was
Yeah,
it.
one team had the best players and the other team didn't.
Even though it was all random, which is so funny.
Yeah, it was very unfortunate. Um, yeah, I was really satisfied with my picks for the most part. Rayhan was somebody I did not expect to do as well as they did, mainly because she was she was a complete unknown. I just met her. Um, she just joined the server recently. I did a whole interview with her asking, um, hey, how good you are, how many VR points do you have, how often do you play the game, like stuff, questions like that. Um, because this is a competitive Mario Kart event where it's for a prize, and the prize was $10 and an art commission, and I would have loved to have kept my $10. And lo and behold, Rayhan just absolutely surprised the heck out of me. So I was really happy that I chose her. Doxel, you did really well as well, but unfortunately for some dude, she did not pull her own weight. Unfortunately, out of the four of us, because some dude was mainly in the back for a bunch of the races. It was mainly it was between Shorty and some dude for that last spot for our team. Like I was going back and forth between the two. I decided to go with some dude because some dude already had played with me a bunch of times before. I decided to go based off of that, and I thought some dude was pretty decent, but you couldn't really tell based off the game because she got last, and Shori just really locked in. So I was like, damn, I really wish I chose Shori instead. I mean, it doesn't matter. Like, it didn't matter, obviously, because we still won, but obviously would have helped to have that extra boost points wise. Definitely would have helped with my confidence mid game because I was like, ooh, this is gonna be close. Like, I really didn't know if we're gonna be able to pull away like we did. Um, but luckily we were able to, and me, Doc, Greyhounds, and Dude, we made to the final Grand Prix. So for the final Grand Prix, this was a free-for-all Grand Prix, so it was all individual, and we had Snowy join us for the final Grand Prix. He had a provisional. Same with Jibs if his team had won, but because Snowy was late, he had to rely on that provisional and rely on his team to win. And luckily, his team was able to win, so he was able to start the final Grand Prix, which left us with 5 people. He actually did not join at the beginning of the final Grand Prix. I think he joined 3 races in, so he was already a disadvantage. Yeah, I was off to a good start at the beginning, and then I believe it was Docsoul in second, then Rayhan third, some dude fourth, and then Snowy came in and just absolutely changed the landscape. Um, First race with him there, I won, he got second. But then the rest of the races, he won. And he was able to just climb up the point standings. He passed you, Doxel. He passed everyone except for me. Luckily, I was able to hold off for the win. I'll be showing the final point standings um, on the TV right now. And I won with 31 points. Snowy got second with 28. Rihan got third with 22. Doxel very close behind with 21. and some dude in the rear with 11 points in fifth. So I was worried. I was very worried. Um, like Snowy really kept me on my toes there. Maybe if there was like two, maybe even one more race, he could have passed me, and he would have won. But it was only, but fortunately for me, it was 8 races, and I was able to keep the lead and keep my $10. I gave the art commission to Snowy, however, um, because the artist Aaron, I've already received an art commission from Aaron, so I wa- so I was gonna give the art commission to whoever got second. But yeah, Doc, so what were your thoughts on this final Grand Prix for the Mark 8 Deluxe event?
Well, everything was going well. I was up in second, having a good time. And then Snowy joins in. And then after the first race with Snowy and seeing how incredibly quick Snowy was, I knew my position was cooked. Like I just knew I was going to fall behind Snowy at some point.
Mm-hmm.
And lo and behold, by the end of it, I fell out of second place and fell down to fourth. But um, I'm not really upset about it, because I was just there to have fun. For sure, it was competitive, but in the end, I'm just there to have fun with all the other Mario Kart players. Um, I would say congratulations to you, Ty, for keeping the $10,
Mm-hmm.
and to Snowy for winning the art commission. Um, Great performance of you two and everyone else as well. It's Rayhan and some dude. And, oh no, everyone did a great job in the final Grand Prix.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Phantom Silver was not able to join. Um, Phantom Silver wanted to come, but fortunately, things came up for Phantom Silver. I would have loved for you, Yoshi, to have joined us. I think it would have made things more interesting, and I always, you know, the more the merrier, right? So maybe you join us for the
Yeah,
next one.
yeah, the more the merrier.
Yeah. So I believe that wraps up our Mario Kart Deluxe Team Warfare portion of this episode. We shall move on to our next topic, which is the Pride Month Art Contest. So we talked about this briefly on the last episode because there wasn't really much details about it, but there are details now. Um, so the prize for this art contest is 15 US dollars. Um, the due date to submit an entry is Monday, June 29th at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Our judges for this art contest are the following pit crew members: Sapphire Draws, as I had mentioned earlier, Phantom Silver slash Yoshi2x, one of our guests here today, and Shori, someone who was one of our previous guests on the Speedcast, and Segway, who is somebody that's very much known for always being the art channel and providing reactions to everyone's art pieces. That's a pretty good lineup of judges. Doc, so you were originally going to be a judge, but Sapphire Draws, ha- Sapphire Draws was busy with her job and, just needed like a more easier way of meeting the event requirement and, our contest judge. Pretty easy way of doing that. So you were willing to have her take your place, and that was very much appreciated. Our Easter art contest wasn't super successful. We only got 3. So I really hope we get more than 3 entries. I really hope it's more competitive. Usually June's an active time of year art wise, and we get a lot of Prime Month themed art in our channel. So hopefully we get more people that decide, what, I'm gonna enter this art piece on the art contest, see how I do. And yep, hopefully we get more than the Easter egg contest. Um, so guys, I'll start off with Phantom Silver because he's one of the judges. Yoshi, what are the qualities you're looking for in a winning art contest entry? So you're judging, so I'd like to hear this from you. What are things you're looking for and expecting?
Accuracy, precision, and something I wouldn't really expect from all.
Well, I see. So you want to be like surprised, like you want somebody to knock your boots off.
Yeah.
Well, we have a lot of talented artists in the server. I have no doubt that they will knock off all of our boots. um so yeah, I'm really looking forward to what these artists have to offer for this year. Last year's art contest for Pride Month was won by AJ, and I'll be showing AJ's winning entry for last year's art contest, and it was Sugar Gato X Satoru Gojo from JJK, and pretty good art piece. Won all of our votes from our judges last year, so I am very much looking forward to who will take that crown this year. We have a lot of good artists, and based off that first art contest entry that we received, oh boy, that's gonna be hard to beat. We're gonna keep that as a secret for now, but the audience, you guys, will be able to see um, the art contest entries in our next episode of the Speedcast, which will be the beginning of season 2. So that will be in July, so stay tuned for that. And I bet we'll see a bunch of good art entries in that video. So, Doxel, do you have any comments for the Prime Month Art Contest?
Don't really have any other comments other than to say like I hope to see great Pride Month um art contest entries because I think Pride Month has more character in the art. Like it is a way of saying it pops. I think Pride Month entries pop more.
Mm. So that wraps up our Prime Month Art Contest portion of this episode. We shall now go into our next topic, which will be baseball. And Doxel, you'll be talking about baseball with us. Um, so yeah, strike away. No pun intended.
So I like to start from how my love for the game started. So this goes back to about when I went to my first New York Mets game back in 2008, which was the final year that the Mets were playing at Shea Stadium, and it ignited a spark in me that ignited my love for the game. So um, after a little bit, after a couple of years, my parents put me into a baseball league nearby, and I played there for a couple of years. I loved it so much, and it was really fun to do. But during that time, I got put into a elementary school in Manhattan in the city because I live in Queens, so it's a far travel. So playing games and going to school in the city made things a lot complicated. So made a decision to step out of the league for the time being and focus on my educational um, life. So um, yes, I've been there for a couple of extra years, and then when I came back to um, Queens for middle school, I went to middle school near where I lived, so it was more easier to um, do baseball as well because as of um, when I went back there, they had a flyer for their team, and I showed my mom that flyer to join the baseball team for my middle school. and she put me on the team. And during that season, our team made it to the championship round after a very great season. But unfortunately, we lost, which I can't say that it was disheartening for the team, but in the end, we had fun the entire season. We got started off pretty low, then picked up towards some playoffs, and we made it to the championship. But sucks that we couldn't finish the job, but um, all in all, we still had fun the rest of the season. Then afterwards, my mom put me back in the same league that I played in the first time around for a little bit. And then once I grew out of the age requirement to play there, um, I was put into a new league that plays down in Long Island. And yeah, that's basically where I am right now. And um, starting this August, I'm going to college at Hofstra University. And they have a baseball team there and a club team. So hopefully one day I play for that team or either of those teams. I really do not mind. And hopefully that can help me reach my pretty, at this point, pretty far-fetched goal of becoming a Major League Baseball player.
Those
So yeah, that's currently my story of my love for the game of baseball.
those are some pretty big aspirations. I have no doubt that you're up for the challenge. Um, and you play for a team called the Dolphins, right?
Yep.
Gee, I
Which is
wish
kind of funny because I would say that like we're like the bad news bears of the league that we're in. Um,
the Bad News Bears.
yeah, because we're we're basically like the worst team, but it doesn't really matter because in the end, it's all about having fun. You know, I met a lot of cool people on the Dolphins, and yeah, um, we were lucky if we won, but in the end, we're not winning for like anything big other than like a trophy for the championship. The main goal is just to have fun. You know, I feel like that's just what you mostly need. You have to think about the most is that you're having fun. You're not here to like you're not winning a huge prize. Like oh, you're winning like $10,000 worth of cash. Like that's not what we're doing. So yeah, main goal, have fun and just enjoy the game.
That's what matters most. Having fun. Gee, if I wish I was at those games, I'd be having fun shouting, "That's my man." Phantom Silver, would you like to comment on Doxel's baseball journey?
Not really.
All right. But yeah, Doxel, thank you for sharing that with us. Anything else you'd like to share before um we move on, Mr. Future MLB player?
Well, not really, other than to say, let's go Mets.
Let's go Mets. Do you like the Mets, Yoshi?
Yeah, I actually do.
Oh, we have two Mets fans here in the house.
Let's go.
Now we shall go into our next topic, which will be development and dedication with our second guest, Yoshi. So, Yoshi, how would you like to start us off here?
That's a tough one now.
Well,
I'm just gonna go development dedicated to my story.
yeah, um, yeah. Start off with how like
Make it quick.
you began your journey developing as you know, future potential ninja.
Ninja. Of course, I grew up watching Ninja Warrior by waiting when I was young. Then once I grew up, actually be able to do it, I went to like gyms to train and God. And once I reached 14, I was able to do uninvisible is the one I recently won, so I speak back. Um, so when you put the coach always know so that's the development part. So once you're ready to do it, have enough training so you can get to it. That's the dedication part. Of course,
Hmm.
it's always about development, which is walking up to the training part, and then dedication training until you're able to do it.
Yes. Basically, keep on going. Keep on going with the training. Don't give up. That's dedication.
Yes.
So, do you like you've actually practiced on your own Ninja Warrior obstacles? Like, you have some built.
Yeah, I've built some in my backyard.
What are some obstacles you've built?
I've built the prism tilt in my backyard. I've built the bit. I built the quad steps before. Hop rocket. I know I've built one and two. What a long jam. The Jackie Stones. Yes, I've built the Jackie Stones. But just hook that one ball I have. That could also be the giant swing. Also, if I find the one, yeah, that I'm talking about with the wings, I could always have it. I could always have it. Be the swinging triangles from Australian and oil. But yeah, I know built the sculpin. I built over one. I built well under oval. Uh, I made a custom final climb. Uh, I can technically do Rising Road and Dreamers Road without build, needing to build it since I can just use parts of my backyard to do that. And I've practiced doing the wall to wall.
So, with all these obstacles you have to practice on, like, I know you're also like very into the Roblox Ninja Warrior community. Like, I mean, obviously Roblox a lot different from real life, but like, what can you take away from Roblox Ninja Warrior that I guess you can like correlate to
Oh,
real life Ninja Warrior? Like, what do you take away from that, and like, does that help your experience at all, or like,
yeah, the speed I have to go, how much time I have to take,
oh, I see. So like,
and
yeah, the
doing,
timing of it all.
yeah, and doing the equations just to make the dismount.
Playing Roblox with like a keyboard.
I
Playing
was
Ninja
just
Warrior with
saying, like,
yeah, playing Ninja Warrior with a keyboard with just your fingers, you know, like a lot more different than actually putting your body through that and like going through all the obstacles. I mean, that's why you have to do all like the that's why you have to do the training part and like make sure your upper body strength is pretty top notch
yeah,
because a lot of these obstacles like involve your upper body and you have to like hang hang up high.
yeah.
But I mean, yeah,
There's a
it's
park, yeah, I was just saying, there's a park I like to practice the cliff angle on, the floating the monkey balls, and all of that.
yeah, I can definitely see like it does help with the timing just so like when you are actually doing it, you're like remembering, okay, so it takes like this many seconds to complete. If I don't complete it in like this amount of time, then I'm gonna be behind and I won't be able to make the buzzer,
Yeah,
basically.
and
Yeah.
like math to make the
Yeah,
dismount.
you're just calculating like the amount of time it takes to complete the course, basically.
The amount of time and how full the dismount is,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and how like how much I have to swing and all that.
Like, okay, I need to swing 3 times and then jump.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty neat. So like both of you guys are athletes, so I this is like a common theme for the episode. Like athletes and big dreams. That's definitely the whole underlying theme here. I mean, you both have like pretty big goals. Doxa wants to be in the MLB. Phantom Silver wants to be on the actual Ninja Warrior show. Speaking of the show, like, are you able to apply now for it?
Yes, I am old enough.
Oh yeah.
To apply 15. Um, but yeah, I haven't the application form yet.
Okay. So the age requirement is 15, or
Yes,
yeah.
they lowered it down from 14 to 15 years old.
Mm. So what does your family think of your Ninja Warrior goal?
Yeah, I was gonna say when I move but I'm gonna move soon, like in September. My dad's actually gonna help me build really cool, and I'm especially gonna put the cliffhanger on that on it, especially the cliffhanger.
Yeah. On the topic of obstacles, I would like to play a little game with you, and it is called Pick That Obstacle. And I'm gonna give you two obstacles, and no need to provide a long explanation, but just tell me like what obstacle you choose, and if you want, provide a short and sweet explanation. We can get right into the next two obstacles. So, first one, the quintuple steps or the flying squirrel.
The quintuple steps,
The quintuple steps. All right. The quintuple steps or the spider wall.
spider wall,
The spider wall or downhill jump.
downhill jump,
Downhill jump or prism tilt.
prism tilt,
Prism tilt or the log grip.
tilt.
Prism tilt, you said?
Yes,
Prism tilt or the ring toss.
prism tilt,
Prism tilt or the dancing stones.
dashing stones,
Dancing stones or ultimate cliffhanger.
ultimate cliffhanger.
Just like, oh, and if it helps, I mean just like the plain vanilla version of the ultimate cliffhanger of that.
Yeah, then don't. Yeah, ultimate cliffhanger.
Yes, right. And for our last one, the ultimate cliffhanger or the warped wall.
Ultimate cliffhanger.
Ultimate cliffhanger it is. Thank you for playing that game with me, Phantom Silver. Um, it was nice seeing you. It was nice seeing which obstacles you prefer. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if you knew like every single frickin' Ninja Warrior obstacle remembered. Do you? Or is there like some like you don't remember right away?
There's some that's like way too obscure
Way too
for me
obscure.
to
Okay.
remember. Yeah.
Docsoul, what are your would you like to comment on Phantom Silver's Ninja Warrior journey as an athlete yourself?
Well, gonna take a lot of dedication, of course, and I wish you luck in your journey to American Ninja Warrior, Game Silver.
Thank you, Docsoul.
You're welcome.
All right, so I guess any final comments for this topic before we go into our final subject? Or I guess like any advice, not even just you fans, both of you, like any advice you'd want to give to the audience.
Keep on go. Keep on going. Don't give up.
What about you, Doxel?
You got a goal for yourself. Don't lose hope. Always have dedication, and you'll get there.
All right, inspiring words from the both of you. All right, thank you so much for talking about these respective topics, not only with me, but for the rest of the viewers to see, we shall get into our final topic for the episode. It is a long way announcement for our brand new co-host. Who will be the new co-host for the Speedcast? This took a lot of thought. I asked quite a few people. I was trying to like I asked a few people. Tried to gauge their interest as to if this was something they'd be interested in. And obviously, if not, I understood. Like I know it's not for everyone, but I was able to get one person to step up and volunteer to become our new co-host for season 2. So, without further ado, let's reveal who our newest Speedcast co-host will be. Cue the drum roll. The new co-host for the Speedcast and will be debuting in season 2 will be Docsoul. Docsoul, you are the newest co-host for the Speedcast. How does it feel to have this opportunity?
A great privilege to become the brand new co-host for the show. Really looking forward to the first episode as a co-host. Um, really excited about it and maybe a little bit nervous, but overall, it's just still pretty excited to have this opportunity.
Alright. But yeah, thank you so much for accepting the offer. Um, One notable person I asked was Shori. See, I asked Shori if he'd be interested in possibly becoming a new Speedcast co-host. Me and him are very good friends, and I definitely think that. And I think he would have been a good co-host as well if he accepted, but he declined, which I understood. Um, but who knows? Maybe you'll see Shori in a main role for one of our upcoming events. Who knows? Maybe he could be a Speedway Awards co-host. Never know. Could be in the cards for next year. Would be exciting to see. But yep, our new co-host for season 2 will be Doxel, and he will be the co-host for the unforeseeable future, unless he decides to step down. But as of now, he will be our current co-host for season 2 and beyond. So that will be something to look forward to. This wraps up today's episode for the Speedcast. Thank you guys so much for being on the show today, Docsoul and Yoshi. I guess any final thoughts before we wrap up?
No, so thank you so much for having us both.
Yeah, thank you
Appreciate being on
so much for having us.
appreciate being on here. Yeah.
Of course, it was a pleasure talking to you guys. And Docsoul, I am looking forward to hosting season 2 with you. So
And I'm looking forward to co-hosting with you.
it'll definitely be a nice experience. But yep, that wraps up today's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. We will see you guys next month in July for the premiere of season 2. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Ty signing off.
And this is Docsoul, and hope you enjoyed this video, and hopefully it was enjoyable to you guys.
This is your Tuyak. See you guys next time. Bye.
Bye everyone.
Bye bye.